In the grand tapestry of human history, woven with the threads of countless narratives, there exists a silent wisdom often overlooked in our clamor to be seen, acknowledged, and understood. This wisdom whispers to us from the ancient corridors of thought, from the musings of philosophers and the quiet reflections of the contemplative souls who have walked this earth before us. It tells us, in a voice both gentle and firm, never tell people what you do. In this modern age, where the currency of social interaction seems to be information who we are, what we have accomplished, where we are headed, the idea of withholding such fundamental aspects of our identity might appear counterintuitive. Yet it is precisely in this withholding that we find a profound strength, a reservoir of power that can guide us more surely through the tumultuous seas of life. To understand this wisdom, let us first explore the nature of self-disclosure and its impact on our lives. When we disclose our actions, our plans, our dreams, we subject them to the scrutiny and judgment of others. This is not inherently negative. Feedback can be a valuable tool for growth. However, there is a subtle but significant difference between seeking guidance and exposing oneself to the unpredictable currents of public opinion. When we reveal our intentions too early, we invite external influences that may not align with our true purpose. We become susceptible to the praise and criticism of others, both of which can distort our vision and sway our commitment. Praise can lull us into complacency, making us feel as though we have already achieved our goal. Criticism, on the other hand, can undermine our confidence, planting seeds of doubt that grow into insurmountable barriers. Consider the analogy of a seed planted in fertile soil. To grow and flourish, the seed requires the right conditions: water, sunlight, and time. If we constantly dig up the seed to show others its progress, we disrupt its natural growth process. Similarly, our plans and ambitions need time to develop in the quiet sanctum of our inner selves, away from the prying eyes and unsolicited opinions of the world. In this light, the advice to never tell people what you do becomes a strategy for nurturing our inner gardens. By keeping our actions private, we allow them the space to mature unencumbered by external pressures. We create a sanctuary where our intentions can take root and grow strong, guided by our intrinsic motivation and inner wisdom. Moreover, when we refrain from broadcasting our actions, we cultivate an aura of mystery and depth. This is not about creating an artificial persona or hiding behind a facade. It is about recognizing the power of silence and the strength that lies in restraint. In a world where everyone is clamoring for attention, the one who speaks less but acts more stands out. Their actions speak for themselves, resonating more profoundly than words ever could. This approach also aligns with the timeless principle of humility. True humility is not about diminishing our achievements or downplaying our abilities. It is about recognizing that our worth does not depend on external validation. When we focus on our work without the need for recognition, we align ourselves with a deeper purpose. Our actions become expressions of our true selves, untainted by the desire for applause or approval. Another dimension to this wisdom is the protection it offers against the envy and ill will of others. Human nature is such that our successes can sometimes provoke jealousy in those around us. By keeping our achievements to ourselves, we avoid arousing such negative emotions. We move through life with a quiet confidence, secure in the knowledge of our own worth and progress, without inviting unnecessary negativity. Furthermore, when we maintain a level of secrecy about our endeavors, we retain an element of surprise. There is a strategic advantage in unpredictability. In competitive environments, whether in business, sports, or personal pursuits, the element of surprise can be a powerful tool. By not revealing our moves in advance, we maintain the upper hand, catching others off guard, positioning ourselves advantageously. It is also worth considering the psychological impact of talking about our plans. Studies have shown that talking about our goals can give us a premature sense of accomplishment, reducing our motivation to actually achieve them. This phenomenon, known as social reality, suggests that when we share our intentions, our brain perceives it as a step towards completion, thereby reducing the drive to take further action. By keeping our plans private, we maintain a higher level of internal motivation, ensuring that our focus remains sharp and our efforts undiluted. In practical terms, how do we apply this wisdom in our daily lives? It begins with mindfulness and discernment. Before sharing our plans or actions with others, we must ask ourselves, what is the purpose of this disclosure? Is it to seek genuine advice or validation? Will sharing this information help or hinder my progress? By reflecting on these questions, we can make more conscious choices about when and what to share. We should also cultivate the habit of listening more and speaking less. In conversations, focusing on understanding others rather than being understood can shift the dynamics in a positive way. This does not mean suppressing our voice or opinions, but rather choosing our words thoughtfully and sharing only what is necessary. In doing so, we preserve our energy and direct it towards meaningful actions rather than dissipating it through unnecessary talk. In our professional lives, this principle can manifest as a focus on results rather than rhetoric. Let our accomplishments speak for themselves. In meetings and discussions, contribute with substance rather than empty boasts. In doing so, we build a reputation for reliability and competence, qualities that are far more valuable than mere talk. On a personal level, maintaining a degree of privacy about our lives can deepen our relationships. When we do share, our words carry more weight and significance. Our friends and loved ones come to appreciate our discretion and the thoughtfulness behind our words. This creates a foundation of trust and respect, essential components of any meaningful relationship. It is also important to note that this approach does not advocate for isolation or secrecy in the negative sense. It is not about cutting ourselves off from others, but about choosing carefully what we share and with whom. True connection and communication are based on authenticity and mutual respect. By being discerning about our disclosures, we foster deeper and more genuine connections. The advice to never tell people what you do is a call to embrace a deeper, more introspective way of living. It invites us to cultivate our inner strength, maintain our focus, and navigate the world with quiet confidence and humility. It is a reminder that our true worth lies not in the applause of others, but in the integrity of our actions and the fulfillment of our purpose. In the silence of our private endeavors, we find the space to grow, the strength to persevere, and the wisdom to succeed. Continuing from this foundational wisdom, we can delve deeper into the multifaceted benefits of maintaining a certain degree of privacy about our actions and plans. This practice not only influences our personal and professional lives, but also profoundly impacts our spiritual and emotional well-being. The spiritual dimension. In many spiritual traditions, silence and secrecy are considered vital elements of inner growth. The mystics and sages of old often retreated into solitude to contemplate and connect with the divine. This was not an act of isolation, but a journey inward, away from the distractions of the world. By keeping their spiritual practices and insights private, they cultivated a profound inner strength and clarity that could not be shaken by external circumstances. In our own spiritual journeys, whether we follow a specific religious path or a personal philosophy, the practice of discretion can be equally transformative. When we keep our spiritual practices private, we create a sacred space within ourselves. This space is free from the noise of the outside world, allowing us to connect more deeply with our inner selves and the greater mysteries of existence. Silence, in this context, becomes a form of prayer, a way of listening to the whispers of the soul. It is in this silence that we often find the answers to our deepest questions and the strength to face life's challenges. By not broadcasting our spiritual endeavors, we protect this sacred space, allowing our spiritual growth to unfold naturally and authentically. Emotional resilience. On an emotional level, the practice of not sharing our actions and plans with everyone can significantly enhance our resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, successes and failures. When we keep our plans private, we shield ourselves from the emotional roller coaster that often accompanies external validation and judgment. Consider the emotional impact of sharing a goal with others. If we receive praise, we might feel an initial surge of happiness. However, this can quickly turn into pressure to live up to expectations, creating anxiety and stress. On the other hand, if we face criticism or skepticism, it can deflate our motivation and confidence. By keeping our goals and actions private, we maintain emotional equilibrium. We do not ride the highs of external praise, nor sink into the lows of criticism. Instead, we find a steady, internal source of motivation and validation. Our emotional resilience grows as we learn to rely on our inner strength rather than external feedback, enhancing focus and productivity. In the realm of productivity, the principle of not telling people what we do can have a powerful impact. When we share our plans prematurely, we might inadvertently diffuse our focus. The act of talking about our goals can create a false sense of accomplishment, leading to a decrease in the drive needed to actually achieve them. Furthermore, when we keep our projects to ourselves, we eliminate distractions and stay more focused on the task at hand. Our energy remains concentrated, and we are less likely to be swayed by the opinions or expectations of others. This focus can lead to higher levels of productivity and more meaningful progress towards our goals. In practical terms, this means setting clear boundaries around our work. We can create specific times for focused, uninterrupted work, away from the prying eyes and opinions of others. By doing so, we cultivate a disciplined and efficient approach to our endeavors, leading to greater satisfaction and success. Strengthening personal relationships. While the practice of discretion is often associated with solitude, it can also enhance our personal relationships. When we are selective about what we share, we communicate that we value our privacy and boundaries. This can foster a deeper sense of respect and trust in our relationships. Moreover, when we do choose to share our plans and actions, our words carry more weight. Our friends and loved ones come to understand that we do not speak lightly, and they appreciate the thoughtfulness behind our disclosures. This selective sharing creates a foundation of authenticity and depth in our relationships, leading to more meaningful and fulfilling connections. Building a legacy. In the broader scope of life, the practice of not telling people what we do can contribute to building a lasting legacy. When our actions speak for themselves, they leave a more profound and enduring impact than any words ever could. Our achievements, born from quiet dedication and focused effort, become a testament to our character and values. Consider the lives of great individuals who have left a lasting legacy. Often their most significant contributions were not announced with fanfare, but emerged quietly from their consistent, dedicated efforts. Their legacy is built not on what they said they would do, but on what they actually did. By following this principle, we too can build a legacy that resonates with authenticity and integrity. The role of wisdom. Ultimately, the practice of not telling people what you do is rooted in wisdom. It is the wisdom to recognize the power of silence, the strength of inner motivation, and the value of privacy. It is the understanding that our true worth is not determined by the applause of others, but by the integrity of our actions and the fulfillment of our purpose. This wisdom guides us to navigate the complexities of life with grace and confidence. It teaches us to listen more and speak less, to act with intention and purpose, and to find strength in our inner selves. By embracing this wisdom, we create a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful and fulfilling. Practical steps to embrace this wisdom. To integrate this principle into our lives, we can take several practical steps. Mindful reflection before sharing your plans or actions. Take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself why you feel the need to share and what you hope to achieve. Consider whether sharing will help or hinder your progress. Set boundaries. Create clear boundaries around your work and personal life. Designate specific times for focused work, free from distractions and external input. Practice humility. Cultivate humility by recognizing that your worth is not dependent on external validation. Focus on your actions and their alignment with your true purpose. Build inner strength, develop inner strength through practices such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. These practices help you connect with your inner self and find guidance from within. Selective sharing, be selective about what you share and with whom. Choose trusted individuals who can offer genuine support and guidance rather than seeking validation from a wide audience. Embrace silence. Embrace the power of silence as a tool for growth and reflection. Use silence to listen to your inner wisdom and gain clarity on your path. Focus on results. Let your actions speak for themselves. Focus on achieving your goals rather than talking about them. Allow your achievements to naturally draw attention and recognition. In a world that often values noise over substance, the wisdom of not telling people what you do stands as a timeless principle of strength and integrity. It invites us to cultivate our inner gardens, nurture our dreams in silence, and let our actions speak for themselves. By embracing this wisdom, we find the space to grow, the strength to persevere, and the wisdom to succeed. We create a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful and fulfilling. So let us walk this path with quiet confidence and humble grace, knowing that in the silence of our endeavors lies the true essence of our greatness. In cultivating inner peace. One of the most profound benefits of keeping our actions and plans to ourselves is the cultivation of inner peace. In a world filled with constant noise and distraction, finding moments of quiet can be incredibly grounding. When we withhold our plans from others, we reduce the external pressures and expectations that can cause stress and anxiety. This creates a serene mental environment where we can focus on what truly matters. Inner peace comes from a sense of self-reliance and confidence in our path. When we do not seek external validation, we become more attuned to our inner voice. This inner voice, or intuition, often guides us more accurately than the opinions of others. By listening to it, we can make decisions that are aligned with our true selves, leading to a more harmonious and peaceful life. Avoiding the pitfalls of social comparison. Social comparison is a common source of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. When we constantly compare our progress and achievements with those of others, we can feel inadequate or envious. This comparison can sap our motivation and distort our perception of success. By keeping our actions and plans private, we avoid the trap of social comparison. We focus on our own journey, measuring our progress against our past selves rather than against others. This shift in perspective fosters a healthier and more positive outlook, allowing us to celebrate our achievements without the shadow of comparison. Encouraging authenticity. Authenticity is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. When we are true to ourselves, we live in alignment with our values and beliefs. This authenticity can be compromised when we constantly share our plans and actions with others. We might feel pressured to conform to others' expectations or to present ourselves in a certain way. By maintaining a level of privacy, we encourage authenticity. We make decisions based on our true desires and goals, not on what we think will please or impress others. This leads to a more genuine and satisfying life, where our actions are a true reflection of who we are. Developing a personal code of conduct. Adopting the principle of not telling people what you do can lead to the development of a personal code of conduct. This code is a set of guidelines that govern our behavior and decisions rooted in our values and principles. By adhering to this code, we create a consistent and reliable framework for our actions. This personal code of conduct emphasizes integrity, humility, and focus. It guides us to act with intention and purpose, to value our privacy, and to seek fulfillment from within rather than from external sources. By living according to this code, we cultivate a strong sense of self and a clear direction in life. Building a strong foundation. Every significant achievement in life is built on a strong foundation. This foundation consists of our skills, knowledge, and personal growth. By keeping our plans private, we give ourselves the time and space to build this foundation without distractions. Focusing on skill development, learning, and personal growth in private allows us to make steady progress. When we eventually reveal our achievements, they are supported by a robust foundation of hard work and dedication. This approach ensures that our successes are sustainable and meaningful. Leveraging the power of surprise. Surprise is a powerful tool in both personal and professional settings. When we keep our actions and plans private, we retain the element of surprise. This can be particularly advantageous in competitive environments. In professional settings, unveiling a well-prepared project or solution can have a significant impact. It catches others off guard and showcases our competence and strategic thinking. In personal relationships, surprise can add excitement and depth, making our actions more memorable and appreciated. Fostering innovation and creativity. Innovation and creativity thrive in environments free from external pressures and judgments. When we share our plans prematurely, we expose ourselves to potential criticism and skepticism that can stifle our creative process. By keeping our plans private, we create a safe space for experimentation and exploration. We can take risks and think outside the box without fear of failure or judgment. This freedom fosters innovation and leads to more creative and original solutions. Enhancing self-discipline. The practice of not telling people what we do requires a high level of self-discipline. It challenges us to stay committed to our goals without seeking external validation. This discipline strengthens our resolve and determination, essential qualities for achieving long-term success. Self-discipline also helps us prioritize our time and energy. By focusing on our actions rather than talking about them, we make more efficient use of our resources. This leads to greater productivity and more meaningful progress towards our goals. In creating a legacy of quiet strength. Ultimately, the principle of not telling people what you do is about creating a legacy of quiet strength. It is about living a life guided by inner wisdom, authenticity, and purpose. This legacy is not built on loud proclamations or public recognition, but on the steady, consistent efforts that define our character and contributions. A legacy of quiet strength is enduring and impactful. It inspires others through example, demonstrating that true success and fulfillment come from within. This legacy leaves a lasting impression, one that resonates with integrity and authenticity. Embracing the power of silence. The wisdom of not telling people what you do is a powerful principle that can transform our lives. It invites us to cultivate inner strength, maintain focus, and live with authenticity and humility. By keeping our actions and plans private, we protect our dreams from external pressures and allow them to grow in their own time. This principle encourages us to find validation and motivation from within, fostering emotional resilience and inner peace. It helps us avoid the pitfalls of social comparison and encourages us to live in alignment with our true selves. By adopting a personal code of conduct and building a strong foundation, we create a life that is both successful and deeply fulfilling. Moreover, the element of surprise and the fostering of innovation and creativity further enhance our journey. The practice of self-discipline and the creation of a legacy of quiet strength leave a lasting impact, one that transcends the noise of the world. So let us embrace the power of silence, walking our path with quiet confidence and humble grace. Let our actions speak for themselves, resonating with the true essence of our greatness. In the stillness of our endeavors, we find the strength to persevere, the wisdom to succeed, and the peace that comes from living a life true to our deepest values and aspirations.